name's Nat Macauley. I'm the owner, managing director of JCM Fine Joinery. We're a commercial joinery manufacturing business based in the West Midlands. And we've been established for about 30 years. I've owned the business for about 3.5. What I wanted to know was, by project, is this project profitable? That sounded like such an easy and perhaps naive question, and oh boy. So we knew there were some big systems out there, but we couldn't afford them, and typically their functionality was way more than we really wanted. Then the other thing we found was there were smaller systems available, but they didn't quite fit the bill. And then I saw LiveCosts and, started digging, and literally as I dug, it was looking more and more like what we needed. And then the cherry on the cake was making that phone call to the team, getting a human being, having a conversation, them totally listening to us and understanding that we were a small business whilst we're part of the construction sector. We are this tiny little cog. And they listened and let us do a trial. And, again, I really respond to that, because if you're confident in your product, you're going to let people try it because you'll be confident it will sell itself. But the guys listened, they heard us, they let us trial it, and we are going into our second year of running LiveCosts. I can't speak more highly about it. It's absolutely brilliant. I can give you a tangible benefit that's just come to the fore, because we've been revising our bookkeeping costs, and we're very self-sufficient. We're a very commercial outfit, so that's why we like access to data at our fingertips, data that we can interpret and will give us really good information. That's why Xero works for us, and that's why LiveCosts works for us, because we do not rely on our accountants or our bookkeeper to tell us how our business is performing. So the immediate benefit is in terms of our accountant looking at renewing their proposal with us, they were quoting us a 3-figure sum to be able to do reconciliations in Xero of the invoices, which they don't need to do because LiveCost is handling it, and we drive LiveCost in the office because we're driving the projects. So don't tell Niall that, because he'll put it on my license fee, but there's a tangible benefit. It's helped save us accountancy costs, which it is really good. But buried in that is the fact that I haven't then got to wait for an accountant to tell me how my business is doing. I know in the moment how it's performing by project. So it helps us course correct if something's going wrong. That's an easy one, because it's the thing that drove me to LiveCosts in the first place. It was about cost control. So we used to use the purchase order function in Xero, so issuing the authority to purchase. LiveCosts does it in the moment, so and you get the visual on the screen. So when the supplier invoice comes in, it's auto reading that invoice, it's matching it to the purchase order, and if the numbers don't add up, it's flagging it to you immediately. If it's invalid, then we're picking up the phone and we're having a conversation with the supplier as to why they've charged more than we've authorized. So it's just incredibly powerful and helps us manage cost control. It will have saved us probably at least a day a month. The time that we are spending in LiveCosts now is way more valuable. We get better bang for our buck in terms of interacting on a daily basis, because it's giving us information ahead of an issue versus a day a month reconciling macro spreadsheets where it's too late. The situation's already happened, and trying to unravel that can then be difficult. So to be sort of tangible about it, at least a day a month. just complete control over the process. If I'm honest, the system's really slick. So the way that it sends out the information, the way it brings the information in, really slick. And I've got to be honest, we've got some really big suppliers, and when I explain that we've got this sort of invoice matching system, it probably makes us sound really bigger, much bigger and much more sophisticated, than perhaps we are. Be really clear what the system needs to do for you. But it's based on really good accounting principles, essentially, and the fundamentals of credit control. But what I would advise is that you absolutely leverage the training and setup support from LiveCosts on the front end, because if you do that and you spend that time to get it set up, for your business, it will pay dividends, obviously, in terms of the workflow. And I am the worst for not reading instruction manuals on anything new I buy. I think, I'll just figure it out. But there was just something about the humanity of your team and the way they wanted to spend, human contact time with us to do that. Not here's an FAQ or here's some videos you can watch. I mean, yes, those things are available. But they spend quality face time with us as well doing that. And again, that's becoming a rare commodity today. So I found that exceptionally useful.